15 things you didn't know about Miami. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Hello, dear Aluxers, and welcome back to another video bringing you the most exciting sides of a luxurious life. We were thinking that glam lovers like you would always be in the mood for a holiday or weekend escape, so why not make a video on one of the best getaway cities in the USA, Miami. If you've never been to Miami, make sure you add it to your holiday destination list because it is simply dreamy. Geographically, Miami is located close to the Bahamas, Cuba, don't miss out on the Cuban coffee during your trip, and the Dominican Republic, almost every place you'd associate with lovely beaches and sparkling, perfectly warm waters. It comes as no surprise that the city is a highly requested and visited destination in the States, securing its place in the top 5 cities on the East Coast of the US, along with New York, Boston, Washington, D.C., and Philly. Whether you know it for its nightlife, movie setups, or music videos being filmed there, the city of Miami has much more to offer than just parties and casinos, no matter what Will Smith might tell you. So let's dig in and find out together. Here are 15 things you didn't know about Miami. Number 1. It's the only city in the US founded by a woman. Back in the day, what we know as the city of Miami was a wild area designed for citrus farms. It officially became a city in 1896 after a local businesswoman, Julia Tuttle, encouraged one railroad mogul to expand into the area and include the little settlement of just 300 people in its destination. This made Miami the only major U.S. city in the history of the states to be founded by a woman. Few people know this about Miami, and many have never heard of Julia Tuttle, but in a world where men are presidents and CEOs, we need to praise our women role models and let more people know about their great achievements. Number 2. Miami is home to the world's largest collection of Art Deco architecture. As most important cities, Miami offers a wide range of social and cultural activities and places for its inhabitants and visitors to unwind. One of the most important and relevant of them is the Art Deco architecture collection. If you fancy an afternoon filled with artistically rich experiences, look no further than Miami Beach Historic Arts District. There you'll find up to 1,000 Art Deco style buildings that will have you taking pictures all day long and raving about them to your friends. Number 3. You might find some hidden treasures in Miami. And by treasures, we mean real treasures. You must be familiar with the Pirates of the Caribbean movie series depicting Jack Sparrow's life while sailing on the Caribbean Sea. Well, you might like to know that allegedly, Miami was a popular destination for pirates and was a preferred place to bury their treasures. It is said treasures from pirates such as Gasparilla, Blackbeard, and Lafitte were found buried. Nowadays, you can learn more about the history of piracy in the region by joining one of the many pirate-themed cruises on the Biscayne Bay. Also, you'd better pack a spade for your next trip to Miami. Number 4. Miami Beach is a man-made island. What we know as the area with luxurious hotels, white sand, and glamorous nightlife of Miami is almost exclusively located in the Miami Beach area, a coastal resort city in Miami-Dade County. Once a non-habitable jungle, this little island across the Biscayne Bay raised its value after Carl Fisher, a famous investor, bought the area in 1910. He helped fund the building of a bridge across the bay so tourists could reach the beach and widen the coastline in order to create solid ground for building hotels and houses. By the year of 1913, he spent almost $2 million in order to turn the 1,600-acre jungle into 2,800 acres, soon to become holiday paradise. Number 5. A further $11.5 million were pumped into saving the beach. One issue Miami is constantly facing is the erosion of their coastline. At least 3 inches of beach were lost every year due to climate change and rising oceans. At the end of 2016, a restoration project was carried out at Mid-Beach in Miami by pouring 285,420 tons of sand in the ocean, expanding the shoreline. Local, state, and federal funds were gathered in order to save the beach, and the final bill came to $11.5 million. Well, when your whole economy is based on tourism and your beaches are amongst the best in the world, you have to be willing to pay the price to preserve them. Number 6. The city is bordered by 2 national parks. You might mistakenly think that the city has only beaches, nightclubs, restaurants, bars, and office buildings. Well, Aluxers, you are wrong. Having the benefit of tropical weather and warm climates all year long, Miami is the most prosperous place for green spaces and plants. It has no more than 800 parks and is the only U.S. city bordered by 2 national parks, Biscayne Bay National Park and Everglades National Park. You can go running, go for a walk, or just enjoy the fresh air and landscape for a change. Filled with flowers, trees, and vegetation, Miami has more to offer than palm trees and grass. Number 7. Sunscreen was invented in Miami. Benjamin Green invented the first effective sunscreen meant to protect men fighting in the South Pacific during World War II from sunburn. Going by the name Red Vet Pet, it was a red-colored petroleum jelly formula that was improved later as a cream product under the name of Coppertone. Can you imagine putting red jelly all over your body in order to protect yourself from the sun? In 1944, Coppertone suntan cream was the first commercially mass-produced sunscreen in the United States, nothing unlike our modern SPF lotions and sprays. It is true, however, that the ingredients in it have changed a lot since those early days. Number 8. Miami is home to many U.S. corporation headquarters. Besides tourism, Miami is a thriving place for economy and business. Over 50 worldwide banks have their headquarters in the downtown area of the city, and it also serves as the headquarters of over 1,400 multinational corporations. Take that for diversity in job openings. The preference of so many companies to choose Miami could be related to the ease of avoiding taxes. Not to point fingers or anything, but back in 2015, South Florida reportedly logged more than 46 times the national average for false federal income tax returns, according to the Treasury Department. Number 9. Miami is a culturally diverse place. Miami has the biggest population of Latin Americans in the U.S., and almost everyone there speaks Spanish, so be prepared to hear Spanish all around you. However, the demographic in Miami is very diverse, with over 150 nationalities living there, and people speaking up to 60 languages. This means you have quite a huge chance to meet someone speaking the same language as you do if you spend enough time there. This is easily explained by the fact that Miami is so close to all Latin countries, such as Cuba or the Dominican Republic. Number 10. Tourism brings in about $17 billion in Miami annually. Miami has a population of a little over 5 million people, since everyone wants to live and work in Miami. If you think 5 million is a lot, try adding another 40 million people every year, which is the number of tourists that visit the city. Tourism generates more than 60% of the economic activity in the area, and it sums up to $17 billion of income every year. Are you thinking about new places to spend your money touring around? Well, you'd better check out our top 15 exotic destinations to add to your 2018 travel list video and get some inspiration there. Number 11. Most residents of Miami work at the international airport. The enormous Miami International Airport, the biggest one in the area, provides 1 out of 4 jobs in the local economy. MIA, or Miami International Airport, is located on 3,230 acres of land and offers more flights to Latin America and the Caribbean than any other U.S. airport. MIA is the second busiest airport in the U.S. for international passengers and is the top airport for international freight. The airport generates annual revenues of $33.7 billion and welcomes up to 70% of all international visitors to Florida. The airport is so big that it's easy for anyone to get lost in, especially if visiting Miami for the first time. Number 12. Miami is one of the biggest entertainment centers in the U.S. Miami is a major television production center and is the most important city in the U.S. for Spanish-language media. With TV producers like Univision, Telemundo, and Unimas having their headquarters in Miami, along with their production studios, it's no wonder the most famous TV shows and soap operas come from there. Of course, Miami is also a great setup for American music videos and series, with lots of celebrities being there all year round. Pack your bags and head for Miami if you want to meet some of your idols. Even Drake's God Plan music video was filmed there. So what are you waiting for? Number 13. Some of the oldest houses are in the downtown area. Miami is well known for being one of the most architecturally advanced metropolitan areas, with skyscrapers and modern office buildings, but it might surprise many to know that among all these new buildings are hidden some of the city's oldest houses. There is one small residential neighborhood in downtown Miami that features old wooden stable houses, some dating back to 1909. Even though they don't actually blend in with the modern landscape, they add something special and catch the eye. It's a wonder they survived this long and still stand tall with time passing and all the hurricanes happening there. They represent a part of old Miami's history and architectural background, and a well-preserved area to remind people of how it all started. Number 14. One of the main attractions in Miami is the Vizcaya Museum. One of the must-see sights in Miami is the Vizcaya Museum that was once the villa and estate of businessman James Daring, inheritor of the McCormick International Harvester fortune. The property, that now has 50 acres comprising the main house and formal gardens, were donated to the Dade County Art Museum and is now a place everyone can visit. The initial villa was built between 1914 and 1922 at a cost of $15 million, and over $1 million was invested into its restoration in 1952. One saddening event took place in 1971 when 3 men stole $1.5 million in artwork and silver items from the villa, including a silver bowl that once belonged to Napoleon Bonaparte. Only $250,000 worth of goods was ever recovered. Number 15. Pharrell owned a $12.52 million penthouse in Miami. Miami is well known for a lot of things, as we've already stated this whole video, but let's meet some of the celebrities that are fortunate enough to call this magical city home. Actors William H. Macy, director and actor of the Shameless TV series, and actor Wilder Valderrama, famous for his role in That 70s Show, were both born and raised in the city of Miami. Some other big names like Dwayne Johnson or Enrique Iglesias lived for a long period of time in Miami, and Pharrell Williams, the never-aging hip-hop mogul, owned one of the sickest penthouses in the heart of South Beach, worth $12.52 million, that he sold for $9.25 million in 2016. Isn't Miami everything you'd want in a warm holiday destination and more? Well, we hoped you enjoyed our video. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already. Now tell us, Aluxers, what's the first movie, series, or music video that comes to mind when thinking about Miami? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Are you still with us? Of course you are. Here's your bonus fact. Number 16. It snowed in Miami. Once. Since Miami is located in a tropical area, nobody expects it to snow there. But back in 1977, flurries were recorded and caught everyone by surprise. For a couple of hours, snow briefly dusted the palm trees. Even if snow is not an issue for Miami people, the entire state of Florida is hit by hurricanes and massive storms every year, but the city of Miami seems to put itself back on track after each episode. The hurricane period in Florida actually holds for a couple of months, from June to November, with a peak period from August to October, so be careful when you buy your plane tickets. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxer. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. If you want more, we handpicked these videos you might enjoy, or head over to Alux.com for the best in fine living content on the planet. Be a part of the largest community of luxury enthusiasts in the world and tell your story.